Hello dear students, myself Miss Vaishali Dekate. Welcome to my channel. I am teaching you subject maths in standard 8. In this video, we are going to continue with our chapter number 17. Name of chapter is circle, chord and arc. In this video, we will study about arc of circle and the terms related to arc of the circle. We will solve questions from practice set 17.2. But before that, subscribe my channel by pressing subscribe at right side. Press the bell icon also to get my all videos. So let us learn few terms related to circle in the beginning. Arcs corresponding to the chord of a circle. In the adjoining figure, seg AB is a chord of the circle with center O. Here there should be center O instead of C. By mistake C is printed over here, it should be O. So chord AB is the chord. Segment AB is the chord of the circle. And due to this chord, the circle is divided into two arcs. Which two arcs can we see here? We can see arc AXB, which is the minor arc. This arc AXB is the minor arc, and arc AYB is the major arc of the circle. We all know minor means smaller arc and major means the bigger arc. So we can see due to this chord AB, the circle is divided into two arcs, major arc AYB and minor arc AXB. So these two arcs are called corresponding arcs of chord AB. Moreover, chord AB is also called corresponding chord of arc AXB and arc AYB. So in this way, we learn about the corresponding arc as well as corresponding chord. So AB is corresponding chord of arc AXB and arc AYB. Similarly, arc AXB and arc AYB are the corresponding arcs of chord AB. So in this way, we should remember about the corresponding chords and corresponding arcs. Now let us learn about congruent arcs. If the measure of two arcs of circle are same, then two arcs are known as congruent arcs. So in the circle with center O in the adjoining figure, we can see that major angle AOB is equal to major angle COD. They are congruent angles, as we all can see here. Angle AOB and angle COD, these two angles are congruent angles, and so that arcs subtended by them are also congruent. Arc subtended by angle AOB is arc AXB. Similarly, arc subtended by angle COD is arc CYD. So in this way, because these two angles are congruent with each other, these two arcs are also congruent with each other. Arc AXB is congruent with arc CYD. So we can verify this by using the tracing paper with the help of activities given in the textbook. We will see the properties of chord, corresponding arc, and we can remember them. So let us see the first activity. First activity is draw a circle with center O. Draw angle COD and angle AOB of same measures. You will find that the arc AXB and arc CYD are also congruent because AOB and COD, these two angles are congruent with each other, and that's why the arcs subtended by them are also congruent. AOB and COD, these two angles are congruent, and that's why arcs subtended by them, arc AXB and arc CYD, are also congruent. And when we join this point AB, we get chord AB. When we join this point C and D, we get chord CD. So because arc AXB is congruent with arc CYD, chord AB will also be congruent with chord CD. We will use the compass and we will find that length of chord AB and length of chord CD are also same. So let us do this activity on one page. So see children, observe this diagram. I have drawn a circle with center O here and then I have drawn these two angles, angle AOB and angle COD, in such a way that AOB and COD are congruent with each other. We will check it by using our protractor. So I am going to check it. I will put this protractor in such a way that the middle point should come on point O and OB should coincide properly with this line of the protractor. So what we can see that this angle AOB is of 90 degree. Can you all see here? It coincides with the line of 90 degree. So AOB is 90 degree. Similarly, we will check the measure of angle COD. I will place it properly. So as you all can see, again angle COD is also a 90 degree angle. So these two angles are congruent with each other. Measure angle AOB is equal to measure angle COD. As these angles are equal, measure of these angles are equal, the arcs subtended by them are also equal. Their measures are also equal. That means what? Measure of arc AXB is equal to measure of arc DYC or CYD. We can write anything. Either you can write CYD or we can write DYC. So as these two angles are congruent with each other, these arcs are also congruent. Now what we have to do? Let us join this point AB and CD and get the chords AB and chord CD. So I am going to join this point AB, A and B. Similarly, I will join this point C and D. Okay, and now let us measure the length of this chord AB and chord CD. We can measure by using our ruler also, and we can measure by using our divider also. So let us first measure by using the this ruler. This I am getting 3.5. As you all can see, the length of chord AB is 3.5. Now similarly, check the length of chord CD also. Here also it is coming 3.5. So both the chords are congruent with each other. And this is the property, the chords of congruent arcs are also congruent. This property is known as chords of congruent arcs are also congruent. So the major arc AXB and major arc DYC are all equal. That means what? Arc AXB is congruent with arc DYC. As these two arcs are congruent, their chords are also congruent. This means what? Chord AB is congruent with chord CD. This we have seen by measuring with the help of our ruler. We can show it by using the divider also. Let us use the divider also. So this is my divider. I will be using the length of chord AB with the help of my divider. As you all can see, this much distance is there between two points of this divider AB. Now let us see, is it same or not? DC is same or not? See children, here it is same. I don't require to change the distance between these two points of the divider also. That means what? AB is congruent with CD. So from this activity, what conclusion we can come to? We can see that the chords of congruent arcs are congruent. Okay, the chords of congruent arcs are also congruent. So this is the first activity which we have done. Now let us see the second activity. So now let us study about congruent arcs. Second activity, draw a circle with center C, and then we have to draw congruent chords AB and DE of the circle. So we have to draw these chords AB and DE in such a way that their length should be equal. Whatever length of AB should be the length of DE also. So in this way we have to draw these two congruent chords of the circle, and then we have to draw radii CA, CB, CD and CE. After that we will check that angle ACB and angle DCE are congruent with each other. Hence we can show that the measure of arc AB and measure of arc DE are equal, because we all know the measure of subtended arc are always congruent with the central angle. Okay, so angle DCE is the central angle, angle BCA is also the central angle, and arc subtended by them are arc DE and arc AB. So these two arcs will also be congruent with each other, because angle DCE and angle BCA, these two angles we will get congruent angles. So let us do this activity again. So here I have drawn a circle with center C, and inside this circle I have drawn two chords, chord DE and chord AB. These two chords are of equal length. We can find it out by using the divider. I will place the divider in such a way that I can measure the distance DE. So let us see, distance DE is 2 points are like this. So we have measured the distance DE. Now let us see whether it is same. AB is same, AB is equal or not. So when I am placing this divider, it is same. I don't require to change the distance between my divider. Now let us see what we have to do. We have to draw the radii. So now we will draw this radii. We can see with the help of scale also they are equal. Both are having the length of 3.1 centimeter. Both these chords are of length 3.1 centimeter. Now we will draw the radii to join with the center of the circle with point B, center of the circle with point A. So these two radii are CA and CB. Now let us draw remaining these two radii. Be careful while drawing or while doing this activity. Okay, it is not proper. Okay, so CE radius we have drawn. Now we have to draw the radius CD. From C to D, this will be the radius CD. So in this way we have drawn this 4 radius. First we have drawn these two chords, chord DE, which is congruent with chord AB. Then we have joined this radii and we have got the angle DCE and angle ACB. Now let us check the angles. Let us measure the angles with the help of our protractor. Keep the protractor in such a way that we can measure it properly. So let me measure it. As you all can see, children, this CA coincide with 80-degree angle. This is 80-degree angle. Now let us measure this angle. Now see, children, this CD is also coinciding with 80. So both these angles are of 80 degree. Okay, so we get major angle ACB. Sorry, not first we should write DCE, major angle DCE. I will make the correction here. Major angle DCE is equal to major angle ACB. So as these two angles are equal, the arcs corresponding to them are also congruent. So if I write here any point, or we can write only DE also, major arc DE is equal to major arc AB. We all know the central angle and its corresponding arc are always congruent with each other. So as DCE and ACB are congruent, that's why arc DE and arc AB are also congruent with each other. So from these three steps, what conclusion we can come to? We can come to the conclusion that the arcs of congruent chords are congruent. So arcs of congruent chord are congruent and chords of congruent arcs are also congruent, which we have seen in first activity. In first activity we have seen the chords of congruent arcs are congruent, and in second activity we have seen the arcs of congruent chords are congruent. So from these activities what we have learned, now I know the chords corresponding to congruent arcs are congruent. In a circle, if two chords are congruent, then their corresponding minor arc and major arcs are also congruent to each other. So these things we have to always remember. Now let us start practice set 17.2. So the question number 1 is the diameters PQ and RS. We can see here PQ and RS are diameters of circle with center C. Name of the circle is circle with center C. They are perpendicular to each other at point C. We have to state why PS and SQ, arc PS and arc SQ are congruent, and write the other arcs which are congruent to arc PS. So let us see how to solve the sum. Here we have given PQ and RS are perpendicular to each other. So let us start our solution. We will write name of the circle first. In a circle with center O, not O, it is C here. In a circle with center C, what is given to us? Diameter PQ and RS are perpendicular to each other. So I am writing here diameter PQ is perpendicular to diameter RS. We all know this is the symbol for perpendicular. Okay, inverted T. Okay, it is not the T which we used to write. It is inverted T. So this is the symbol for perpendicular. Diameter PQ perpendicular to diameter RS. So that means at their point of intersection 90-degree angles are formed. Here we can see four angles: PCS, CSQ, QCR and RCP. These four angles are of 90 degrees. So I will be writing therefore angle PCS. I write major angle. Okay, major angle PCS is equal to major angle SCQ we can write, or QCS we can write anything. Okay, so I write QCS is equal to major angle. Now QCR is equal to fourth angle will be RCP. All these angles will be of 90 degree. Okay, this I give first equation number 1. Okay, or first statement. Now let us see all these four angles are central angle also, because their vertex is the center of the circle also. So angle whose vertex is center of the circle also are known as central angle. And we all know the measure of central angle and arcs subtended by them are all congruent to each other. Their measures are equal. That means what? The central angle and its corresponding arc are equal. Measure of these two, that means what? Measure of angle PCS will be equal to measure of arc PS. measure of central angle and its corresponding arc are equal. So I will be writing measure of angle PCS is equal to measure of arc PS. Okay, and they both are equal to, will be equal to 90 degree. This is my second equation. I can write here measure of central angle. We have to write it as measure of central angle. Measure of central angle and corresponding arc are congruent. Instead of writing full statement, we can write like this: measure of central angle. Same statements we can write for this remaining three angles, angle QCS, QCR, RCP. So let us write measure angle QCS. See this angle QCS, its corresponding arc is QS. So it will be equal to measure arc QS. Correct? Or SQ we should write, is equal to 90 degree. This will be my third statement, and it is measure of central angle. We have to write measure of central angle. Now observe this second and third statement. In second statement we have got measure arc PS is equal to 90 degree. In third statement we have got measure arc QS is also equal to 90 degree. So arc PS and arc QS both are of 90 degree, and that's why they both are congruent with each other, or they are having equal measures. So here the question is state why PS and SQ are congruent. So we have to write from equation 2 and 3, what we can write: measure of arc PS and measure of arc QS. Measure of arc PS is equal to measure of arc QS. They both are equal to 90 degree, and that's why they are congruent with each other. Therefore, arc PS is congruent with arc QS. Here SQ is given to us, so instead of QS I will be writing SQ. That is, arc PS is congruent with arc SQ. So this is the reason why these two arcs are congruent with each other. Now we have to find out, okay, it should be congruent sign. Now we have to find out the other arcs which are congruent with arc PS. So which will be the other arcs? So from this statement QCR and RCP, we can write the names of other arcs also. So let us write measure of arc QCR is equal to, see, QCR is here, so its corresponding arc is QR. It will be equal to measure of arc QR. They both are equal to 90 degree. This will be our statement number 4. Similarly, we can write for this measure of arc, measure of angle RCP. See, angle RCP is here, RCP, and its corresponding arc is PR or RP. So I will be writing here measure of angle RCP is equal to measure of arc PR. They both will be equal to 90 degree. This will be number 5. So from 2, 3, 4 and 5, what we can find out? Arc PS is congruent with arc QS. They are congruent with arc QR and arc PR. That all these 4 arcs are congruent with each other. Therefore, from 2, 3, 4 and 5, we can write major arc PS is equal to major arc SQ is equal to major arc QR is equal to major arc PR. All these arcs are equal in measures and therefore arc PS is congruent with arc SQ. We have written here it will be congruent with arc QR and arc PS is congruent with arc PR also. So arc PS is congruent with arc SQ, arc PS is congruent with arc QR and arc PS is congruent with arc PR. In this way, all these four arcs in the diagram, are congruent with each other. Now let us observe this figure and read the question. In the adjoining figure, O is the center of the circle. Name of circle is circle with center O, whose diameter is Mn. Mn is the diameter, and we all know due to diameter the circle is divided into two equal circles or two equal parts. Those are known as semicircle, and semicircle is of 180 degree. So measures of some central angles are given in the figure. We have given the measures of some central angle. We have to find the following. First we have to find out measure of angle AOB and measure of angle COD. So just now I have told you, from due to this diameter Mn, this circle is divided into two semicircles and measure of semicircle is 180 degree, we all know. So let us see how to solve this sum. Solution. In a circle with center O. In a circle with center O, here O point is there. Diameter is Mn. So seg Mn is a diameter, and due to this diameter the circle is divided into two equal parts. Now see the on left hand side we can see three angles are there: angle MOA, angle AOB and angle BON. When we add the measures of these three angles, we get 180 degree, because these three angles are the angles in the semicircle. Okay, they cover full semicircle. Major angle MOA, major angle AOB and major angle BON. These three angles cover full semicircle of left hand side. Similarly, we can say about the right hand side, angle MOD, angle DOC and angle CON. These three angles cover the semicircle of right hand side, and therefore the addition of these three angles will be 180 degree each. So let us write angle MOA, angle AOB and angle BON are the central angles in a semicircle. Therefore, major angle MOA plus major angle AOB plus major angle BON equal to 180 degree. Semi-circular arc and central angle corresponding the arc. Okay, because why we have written it is equal to 180 degree, because they are in the semicircular arc and the central angle corresponding to this semicircular arc. Now let us write the values of these angles. So major angle MOA is given 100, so I will be writing 100 plus major angle AOB we have to find out, plus BON is equal to 35 degree given to us, is equal to this 180 degree as it is. Okay, I have written the values. MOA is 100, AOB is not given, so we have to write AOB as it is. BON is 35, is equal to 180 degree as it is. Now let us first add 100 and 35. It will be 135 plus major angle AOB is equal to 180 degree, and therefore major angle AOB is equal to 180 degree minus this 135. When we transfer this 135 from left to right, it becomes minus 135 degree. Therefore major angle AOB, now subtract, it will be equal to 10 minus 5 is 5, 1 borrowed from here, it becomes 7, 7 minus 3 is 4, 45 degree, 1 minus 1 will be 0. So in this way major angle AOB we have got 45 degree. By using same method we can find out major angle DOC also, which will be again we get 45 degree. So let us apply the same method. Here we can write major angle MOD plus major angle DOC plus major angle CON or NOC, we can write anything. NOC will be equal to 180 degree. Reason we will be writing same semicircular arc and central angle corresponding to the arc. I am writing here the reason: semicircular arc and central angles corresponding to arc. Okay, now we can put the values here. Now MOD is 100, so we write 100 degree. DOC we have to find out, major angle DOC we have to find out, plus NOC is 35 degree, is equal to 180 degree. Again we will apply the same method. 100 plus 35 we have written 135 here. Same thing we write here. 100 plus 35 is 135 plus major angle DOC is equal to 180 degree. Now this 135 we transfer on right hand side. I will solve on this side, and therefore major angle DOC is equal to 180 minus 135, and therefore major angle DOC is equal to 45 degree. So in this way major angle AOB and DOC we have got, or COD we have to find out major angle COD. So in place of DOC we will write COD. COD and DOC one and the same angle, only writing endpoints is in a different way. So let us write in place of DOC, that is major angle COD is equal to 45 degree. In this way both these answers we have got for the first question, AOB and DOC. Now let us show that arc AB is congruent with arc CD. So AB and CD are corresponding arcs of angle AOB and angle COD. So major angle AOB will be equal to measure of arc AB. AOB is the central angle and its corresponding arc is AB. Similarly, COD is the central angle and its corresponding arc is CD. This I write as 1 is equal to 45 degree. I should write here is equal to 45 degree. Now major angle COD is equal to major arc CD. They both are equal to 45 degree. This will be second. Let me write here properly. Okay. So as both these arcs are having same measure 45, that means these two arcs are equal in measure. So from 1 and 2 what we can write? From 1 and 2 we can write major arc AB is equal to major arc CD because they both are equal to 45 degree, and therefore arc AB is congruent with arc CD. So second part of our question we have solved. Now let us see the third part. Now see children, we all know one property. What is that property? The chords corresponding to congruent arcs are congruent. That means what? The chords which corresponds arc AB and arc CD will become congruent because arc AB and arc CD are congruent. That's why their corresponding arcs are also congruent. So their corresponding chords are also congruent. So corresponding chord of arc AB is chord AB, correct? In arc AB, chord AB is there, and in arc CD, chord CD is there. So corresponding chord of arc AB is chord AB, and corresponding chord arc CD is chord CD. So as arc AB and arc CD are congruent with each other, hence chord AB and chord CD will also be congruent with each other. Therefore, chord AB is congruent with chord CD. In this way, we can complete this question number 2 from this practice set. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.